In a small hotel room in England, a teenager plugs an Amazon Fire TV stick into the television. With only this streaming device, a smartphone, and the hotel TV at his disposal, he's about to breach one of the world's most secretive game studios. The date is September 2022. Within hours, 90 video clips from the highly anticipated Grand Theft Auto 6 flood the internet. Gamers and developers alike are in disbelief. How did someone infiltrate Rockstar Games and leak footage of their unreleased blockbuster? The answer is even more unbelievable. The culprit is just 17 years old, a member of a hacker crew called Lapsus, pulling off the hack from a budget hotel while out on bail. But how did a kid on bail outsmart billion-dollar companies with a TV stick? And how far would he go before the world caught up? Our story begins not in a corporate boardroom, but in a teenager's bedroom in Oxford, England. Aryan Kurtaj is a quiet, tech-obsessed kid who spends countless hours learning computers. By age 16, he has joined an online community of like-minded hackers. This loose collective calls themselves Lapsus, and they aren't interested in staying small. They set their sights on the biggest targets they can find. Not for politics or ideology, but for fame, money, and, as one member put it, the lowalls. Lapsus T first gains notoriety in 2021, pulling pranks like defacing websites. But under the surface, the teen from Oxford is quickly leveling up his skills. He's described by his own father as very good on computers. Online, Aryan goes by multiple aliases. At one point, the handle White, and later even posing as a supposed IT worker named Lily. With a knack for social engineering, tricking people into giving up access, and an uncanny boldness, he becomes a central figure in Lapsus. By early 2022, this band of digital troublemakers is ready to announce itself to the world, and they plan to do it in a very big way. But their first real hack? It won't just make headlines. It will expose how fragile the internet really is. In February 2022, Lapsus strikes its first giant. The victim is NVIDIA, a Fortune 500 chipmaker known for graphics cards. Kurtaj and his crew claim to have infiltrated NVIDIA's network and stolen a trove of data, as much as 1 terabyte of it. Then comes an outrageous demand. If NVIDIA doesn't remove certain limits on its products and open source its proprietary software, in other words, give away their secret code, Lapsus will dump everything they've taken. It's a bizarre ultimatum, more akin to a prank than a traditional ransom. NVIDIA refuses to yield, so the hackers make good on their threat. In early March, the login credentials of over 71,000 NVIDIA employees are leaked online, and confidential schematics and files begin to surface on the web. A corporate behemoth has been humbled by a teenager working from his bedroom. Flush with this success, Lapsus grows bolder. The hackers tear through a string of other high-profile targets in rapid succession. They breach the systems of Samsung, stealing sensitive source code, and siphon data from gaming companies like Ubisoft. Then, in March 2022, they set their sights on one of the biggest tech companies on the planet, Microsoft. On Lapsus's Telegram channel, a startling screenshot appears. It shows Microsoft's internal Azure DevOps environment, hinting that the group has accessed source code repositories for Bing, Windows, and more. Microsoft's engineers scramble, but it's too late. The very next day, Lapsus leaks a 37-gigabyte archive of Microsoft's source code, including an estimated 90% of the Bing search engine's codebase. The unthinkable has happened. A loose band of teenagers is spilling the secrets of one of Silicon Valley's titans. Lapsus isn't done. In the UK, they infiltrate the telecom provider BT and its mobile subsidiary EE. Thousands of EE customers suddenly receive unsettling text messages demanding a $4 million ransom on behalf of Lapsus. It's a bold attempt at extortion, and it shows that the group will stop at nothing for notoriety and profit. By now, their brazen hacking spree is making headlines worldwide. The chaos is so profound that it puts international law enforcement on high alert. Investigators from the FBI to London's cybercrime unit are racing to track down these audacious intruders. But as Arian celebrates from behind a screen, he doesn't know it yet. But someone's already traced the trail back to him. And soon, everything is about to unravel. By spring 2022, the international manhunt for Lapsus pays off. On March 24, 2022, police in London move in and arrest 7 suspects aged 16 to 21 believed to be part of the Lapsus crew. Among them is Arian Kurtaj, the teenager from Oxford operating under the alias White. His identity had been blown just days earlier. Rival hackers had doxed him, leaking his name and address online. The mastermind who had embarrassed multi-billion-dollar companies is now unmasked and in custody. For a moment, it seems the wild spree of hacks is over. Given Arian's age and his neurodivergent condition, the court takes an unusual approach. After a brief detention, he is released on bail, but under strict conditions. He's forbidden from accessing the internet or possessing any digital device. For his own safety, authorities even put him up in a Travelodge hotel in Bicester, a no-frills motel where he can be monitored, because his public exposure made him a potential target. His laptop and electronics are confiscated. The message is clear. The teenage hacker prodigy is to stay offline. Meanwhile, companies around the world breathe a sigh of relief, hoping this kid's arrest has finally plugged the leaks. For a while, Arian stays under the radar. Months pass quietly. Perhaps Lapsus is finished. But behind the doors of that budget hotel room, the 17-year-old is growing restless. He's isolated from his online cohorts, yet his mind is still brimming with the thrill of the hack. The story should have ended here, but it doesn't. Arian Kurtaj is about to defy his bail conditions in spectacular fashion. With no computer to speak of and police watching closely, he's somehow preparing for another strike. But the real question is, how do you hack the world without a computer? It's now September 2022. In that Travelodge hotel room, Arian has found an ingenious way around his internet ban. He's purchased a simple Amazon Fire TV stick, a tiny gadget meant for streaming movies, and plugged it into his room's television. With this device and a new smartphone, he essentially has a makeshift computer that the police overlooked. Late at night, the blue glow of the TV reflects off the walls as the teenager quietly connects to the internet again. He uses the Fire Stick to reach cloud servers and tools that give him a backdoor online. The hotel hacker is open for business. On September 15th, employees of the ride-hailing giant Uber see a message pop up on their Slack channel and think it must be a joke. It isn't. The message reads, "I announce I am a hacker, and Uber has suffered a data breach." Chaos erupts inside Uber. Arian, operating under yet another alias, has gained administrative access to Uber's internal systems. How? Through old-fashioned deception. He had contacted an Uber IT contractor, impersonating a tech support person, and convinced them to reveal their login credentials. With that foothold, he tunneled into Uber's corporate network. Now he's rummaging through their data, even posting a profanity-laced meme on an internal web page to prove his presence. He lists databases he claims to have compromised and taunts the company with his access. Uber is forced to shut down tools like Slack and reset countless systems as they scramble to eject the intruder. The hacker, meanwhile, boasts on Uber's internal chats that he is just 18 years old. It's a terrifying thought. A teenager effectively holding a multi-billion-dollar company's data hostage for bragging rights. Uber publicly admits it has been breached and contacts law enforcement. Security experts immediately suspect Lapsus is behind the attack, and they're right. Arian's signature brazenness is all over it. But he's still out there, watching the uproar he caused from the anonymity of his hotel. But Uber was just a warm-up, because next, Arian sets his sights on a target that's bigger, bolder, and legendary, one that will make his name infamous around the globe. A few days later, the young hacker goes after an even more illustrious target, Rockstar Games, the studio behind Grand Theft Auto. This is the big one. On September 18th, under the cover of early morning, Arian infiltrates Rockstar's internal Slack workspace using similar methods as before. Once inside, he makes a brazen announcement to the company's staff. He writes a message demanding that Rockstar contact him on Telegram and threatens, "If Rockstar does not contact me on Telegram within 24 hours, I will start releasing the source code." It's an attempted shakedown of unprecedented scale, essentially holding GTA 6's code hostage. The developers at Rockstar suddenly find their worst nightmare unfolding before their eyes. Soon after, a user by the name Tuber Hacker appears on a popular Grand Theft Auto forum. It's Arian. He begins posting dozens of video clips, nearly an hour of footage in total, from the in-development version of Grand Theft Auto 6. Instantly, the gaming world is in uproar. The leaked clips, still rough and full of debugged data, confirm long-rumored details of the game. The Miami-like setting, the new female protagonist, information Rockstar had closely guarded. Many fans refused to believe it at first. The leak seems too unbelievable. But Rockstar's parent company scrambles to issue takedown notices, and the next day Rockstar confirms that it suffered a network intrusion. The studio is extremely disappointed that details of their upcoming game have been exposed so prematurely. On forums and social media, the leaked GTA 6 videos spread like wildfire before being snuffed out by copyright strikes. Inside Rockstar, panic turns to damage control. Beyond the 90 leaked videos, the hacker claims to have stolen source code for both GTA 5 and GTA 6, the core DNA of the games. This could be catastrophic. If the code got out, it might enable cheats, hacks, or give competitors a peek at Rockstar's proprietary game engine. The company reportedly spends millions recovering from the breach, with estimates of at least $5 million in expenses and thousands of developer hours thrown into reviewing security and shoring up defenses. All from an attack orchestrated by a teenager on bail? The audacity and scope of this hack make international headlines. The name Tuber Hacker becomes infamous overnight, as gamers and journalists speculate about who could possibly be behind it. What Arian doesn't realize is that his days as an anonymous outlaw are numbered. The authorities, now working with clues from the Uber and Rockstar incidents, are homing in on their suspect. Every bold move he made, every message and forum post, has been a trail of breadcrumbs leading back to that hotel in Oxfordshire. He thinks he's untouchable. But right now, outside his hotel room, a quiet operation is about to end the wildest cyber heist in gaming history. On a late September evening, just days after the GTA 6 leak, police quietly assemble outside a hotel room in Bicester. They storm in and catch Arian Kurtaj red-handed. The Amazon Fire TV stick is still connected to the room's TV, evidence of his exploits flickering on screen. The teenage hacker who terrorized tech companies is arrested for a second time. This time there would be no easy release. Due to his mental health status, Arian is eventually deemed unfit to stand a normal trial. In 2023, a London jury finds that he did commit the hacks, and a judge orders him to be held indefinitely at a secure psychiatric hospital. His co-conspirators in Lapsus also face justice, receiving rehabilitation orders and warnings for the future. The tale of the teen who leaked GTA 6 sent shockwaves through both the gaming industry and the cybersecurity world. It prompted authorities to warn parents about the lures of hacking for fame and fun. A 17-year-old with a $50 gadget managed to outsmart corporate security, but in the end, his own life was upended as well. The saga stands as a sobering reminder. In an era where a kid in a bedroom can breach billion-dollar companies, The line between youthful mischief and serious crime has never been thinner. And for those who dare to cross it, the consequences can be as far-reaching as the crimes themselves. But Arian wasn't the only hacker who brought billion-dollar companies to their knees. To see how a group of hackers turned in the most feared ever, click here next.